Starts now.
Think of Up North at 4 as your fun beast of burden, carrying you through news, weather, and some fun if we can get to it. Our first stop is a program at Nicolay College called Learning in Retirement, because learning never stops. Then Jeff and I will assume character in order to compete with our rival shows. You won't want to miss that. And finally, How We Got Here is back, this time from the small but historically vibrant community of Catawba. We'll get to all of that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. Some of our state legislators held public hearings today, and a U.S. Senator will be holding one tomorrow. Here's Senator Mary Felskowski and Representative Calvin Callahan in Elko earlier today, one of 3 stops for them. If you missed out, you will have an opportunity tomorrow as well. Senator Felskowski and Representative Rob Swearingen will stop by the Hiles Town Hall at 9, Lake Tomahawks Community Center at 11:30, and Boulder Junction Public Library at 2:30. And speaking of little old Boulder Junction, U.S. Senator Ron Johnson will be at the Community Center at 1 p.m. to answer any questions. Emily Popp of Rhinelander is passionate about recycling, and she's seeing results by turning bags into a bench. Here's Emily at her job in Mel's Trading Post here in Rhinelander. Last April, she started collecting plastic bags, and by June, she had collected 500 pounds of plastic. So she handed it over to the company Trex, who turned it into this bench. The bench is currently inside Mel's, but Emily wants to put it in a public space soon. More than 40% of people in the United States don't plan on getting a flu shot this year. In a new study by the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases, researchers asked more than 1,000 people about their plans to get a shot. 44% said they weren't sure or weren't planning on getting their yearly flu shot. Health experts say this year's flu season could be worse than average. That's because last year's flu season was relatively mild because of COVID-19 social distancing and mask wearing. They say don't cry over spilled milk, right? But spilled beer, it's okay to shed a tear. A lot of beer was spilled yesterday in I-94 in western Wisconsin yesterday near La Crosse. A semi-truck full of Lion & Kugel's beer rolled over, ruining all of the inventory inside. The Wisconsin State Patrol reported no serious injuries and that the semi was the only vehicle involved. Well, seeing all that spilled beer was certainly a blow to our chief meteorologist, Jeff Weller, who joins us now. Jeff, just a sad sight, man.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. All right, but today we started off a bit in the clouds, and then the sun came out for a short time, but then the clouds rolled back in, and now some light rain showers are beginning to enter the picture. Nothing heavy, but here we are, traveling from north to south across the area tonight. This whole thing will fill in this evening, as we do have a few showers and storms in the forecast for us tonight. All right, radar picture shows where the rain is now, basically over toward Green Bay, pushing back into Wapaka County, Portage County, Marathon County as well. So expect some sprinkles in the next hour or two, with some more general rainfall occurring after sunset, and kind of more closely looking at probably midnight to 1 a.m. or so, getting some more heavier rain showers in here, courtesy of that system right there. That one is traveling north at about 30 miles per hour, running into this high pressure right here though, so it's going to take its time kind of making the rainfall around here. But there's 2 things going on. There's this system right there, and then there's that system over there. Both are going to affect our area. This one's first though for tonight. In the early parts of tomorrow, we'll bring some scattered showers and storms across the area. Now this looks like it'll get out of here before the football games begin tomorrow evening, and then we're done with the rain tomorrow evening and through Saturday before this system gets in here. Later Saturday night, more likely on Sunday, and this one, once it gets here, is kind of making a pattern change in the atmosphere. You see back behind it, there's several more of these. We do have rain in the forecast, really Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It could be a wet week next week. Temperatures today hanging out near 70 once again. That's not normal. More over here where there was lots of sunshine today, cooler this way where there was more clouds and a few rain showers. We'll have lows tonight down near 50. So here's your forecast then tonight. We're looking and going forward temperature-wise, uniform highs, right, near 70 or so. And then beyond that, we're looking at temperatures hanging out most likely in the mid-60s through much of next week. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
When you shop Goodwill for amazing deals on back-to-school items, you make an impact. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment. When you shop and donate back to school at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
Newswatch 12's Justin Betty and meteorologist Jeff Weller bring you the news and weather of the Northwoods. Alongside the Newswatch 12 team, they are committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The Newswatch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. Watch Justin and Jeff weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 on WJFW NBC 12.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Boat owners, it's time to shrink it, store it, or trade it to American Marine and Motorsports and Honda Motors. Or keep using your boat this fall. Trade it to American Marine by November 30th and pay no storage or winterizing fees. Plus, on your new boat, get no payments, no interest until spring. Lowest prices guaranteed. Or just use our great rates and facilities to store your boat this winter. It's time to shrink it, store it, or trade it with Honda Motors and American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
When you shop Goodwill for amazing deals on back-to-school items, you make an impact. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment. When you shop and donate back to school at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
We're back in Up North at 4. Today we're talking about Nicolet College's Learning and Retirement Program. I'm joined by Dick and Jane from that program. Let's start with Dick here. Tell me a little bit about yourself and the Learning and Retirement Program.
I'm president of LIR, or Learning and Retirement. Jane is the co-chair of the curriculum committee. Learning and Retirement is a program of Nicolet College. They say that learning never retires. And Learning and Retirement program is created for and directed by retired and semi-retired folks in the Northwoods.
And it's geared toward retirees.
It's geared toward retirees. The program is very short-term learning experiences, kind of relaxed, informal, friendly environment. There's no tests, there's no grades, there's no attendance required. It's learning for the sheer pleasure of learning.
Very cool. All right, Jane, so what's in it for people who decide to join out there?
What's in it for people who decide to join is that they get to keep their brains engaged, can learn about a whole menu of different kinds of things, which we'll talk about in a minute. You can meet people. We have 13 classes in person, safe social distance, and 18 online. And you can still meet people and have fun online.
So tell us a little bit about the classes.
Well, this semester, or this fall semester, we have 31 classes, but that encompasses like 70 sessions. And so there's single session classes like the fun of flying, the use of force in the police department, and another one like the history of medical schools in Wisconsin. Then we have some other tours of like factories, radio, TV stations, the airport. Where people get to see what's happening behind the scenes in those operations.
Yeah, and earlier this year I was asked to do a lecture on broadcast meteorology. I did that, and I walked away from it, and there was the whole group, it was online, of course, because of COVID at the time, was so engaged with such great questions, no time limits. There's just something about not having to get a grade. You're just engaged for the fun of being engaged. What are people who are in these classes saying when they're done with them?
Well, they come back, so they vote with their feet, but they also talk about getting to know other people and being able to affiliate and socialize with other people. But they also talk about learning new content. So there's a class this semester called Japan's Role in World War II. There's another class chair yoga class that I'm teaching. So it's a variety of things, and I think that's what appeals to people.
And again, it's virtual. At least some of the classes are virtual, so people can register from wherever.
Some of them are live. Based on your experience, it's typical like half the class will be lecture, and then the other half is just questions from the floor. You know?
So tell us how people can register for classes.
We have both online registration, or you can call in.
Anything else you guys want to mention about LIR?
Yes, in fact, it's a great deal and a bargain. It's $45 for the year, so you can go to as many classes as you want for the whole year. But we also have some free memberships available if people would like to avail themselves of that. So you can register online by going to nicoletcollege.edu/LIR, or you can call our staff person, Brenda Pelletier, and you can put that number on the screen.
All right, let's end it right there. Thank you so much, Jane and Dick, for joining us today.
All right, thank you.
We'll be right back in Up North at 4.
Guess who's making a splash? Pier of Denord, of course. We make installing your dock easy enough for just one person, and you don't even have to get wet. With our piers, there's less maintenance, no rust, and no fuss, because we're factory direct. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
Play your way. Dine your way. Stay your way. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Win your way.
Jayak Eja Danuk Mugzuk Meow. The place where everybody plays.
The Forest County Potawatomi presents a new 120,000 square foot community center in Crandon. A place for everyone to play, exercise, and have fun at an affordable price. Come in and experience the culture and endless opportunities available at the Forest County Potawatomi Community Center. For more information, please visit community.fcpotawatomi.com.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of Denord. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
We're back in Up North at 4. Let me explain. We are competing against Judge Judy and Dr. Phil on the other local television stations, as you know. And if you can't beat them, join them, Jeff.
Gotta join them.
I am Dr. Dan.
And I'm Judge Jeff.
And we have a couple questions for you, all right? From our viewers, here's our first question.
All right, Dr. Dan, I think you're the only person who can help me. I have a friend who likes to eat soup, cold soup, out of the can with a fork. I fear for my safety and my sanity. What should I do?
Well, this is a great question from our viewer, and obviously this person who is eating this cold soup has serious problems. You need to steer clear of this person because you don't know what they could do. You don't even want an object such as this mallet here to be in their hand, because if they're, if they're eating cold soup out of a can, you got to steer clear. That's my advice.
Steer clear of the guy who eats soup out of the can.
And we have a picture from our viewer.
Oh, we do.
Judge Jeff.
Let's check it out.
This is a picture of that coworker eating that cold soup with a fork.
Blurred out the face to protect
And I can already
innocent.
tell that this man is he's a menace. So at your workplace, just try to avoid him.
Good advice, Dr. Dan. Thank you so much. Do you have a question for me?
Well, we have some legal questions as well for our legal expert, Judge Jeff. Here's our legal question. Judge Jeff, I need some legal advice. A coworker of mine has a cowlick so offensive that I'm considering legal action. Do I have grounds to sue?
Well, you see, Dr. Dan, there are some remedies to this situation. First, what you can always do, you could always break out a pair of scissors and cut off the cowlick. then that colic won't be there and won't be a problem.
But
See?
wouldn't that be
Now,
kind of a breach?
If you decide to sue, right, then there's some issues because that is a very time-consuming process.
I didn't know Judge Judy had a Southern accent.
And that can be a very time-consuming
Phil.
process. And you don't want that to make, interfere with your life. So I would just talk to that person and be like, listen, I know a good person who can cut your hair.
Okay.
You should take time to acknowledge you have this issue with the back of your head and fix it.
So here's a picture, I believe, that the viewer sent in
Cowlick
of
cam?
the said cowlick.
Protecting the innocent there, of course.
Blurred the person's face out for anonymity. Well, I think that's good advice,
Anonymity.
Jeff.
Yeah, avoid the suing. It just gets kind of caught up in everything,
Yeah, I agree. Well, that was a great session. And just like the real Judge Judy and Dr. Phil, I'm not a doctor and you are not a legal professional.
So don't take our advice.
Don't take our advice.
Ever.
But we do have a nice segment coming back
Do
up.
we?
Right after this break, we're going to head to Catawba, Wisconsin for episode 1 of 3 of our How We Got Here series at the Jump River Valley Historical Museum.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Welcome to Patchouli Garden in Park Falls. We love authentic Indonesian patchouli and we specialize in our original custom blends. Everything with the Patchouli Garden name on it we make right here in our store. Visit Patchouli Garden in the store or online.
Hi, this is Jenny, the manager of your local Big Deal store. Visit our store and save money while supporting local businesses. Go to anagobigdeals.com. That's anagobigdeals.com.
The North Woods can be a hotbed of severe weather. To stay up to the minute on when and where storms will hit, tune in to the weather team you can count on, Weather Watch 12. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller and meteorologists Devin Biggs and Andrew Keycaper break down severe weather live on WJFW, Facebook Live, and the WJFW Weather app, so you and your family can be prepared and safe from severe weather. Weather Watch 12, from where you live.
Save today with 11% off everything. Now at Menards. Protect your home from the elements with Quad by OSI window, door, and siding sealant. It's an effective air and moisture barrier, and right now it's 11% off. Keep your projects moving with beautiful hardwood plywood from Timber Products. It's available in a variety of wood species and is perfect for building cabinets, furniture, and other projects. Save today with 11% off all of it.
Save big money at Menards.
Tired of missing out on life simply because it hurts to walk? Don't let sore feet or ankles hold you back. You don't have to live in pain. Call Bone & Joint's Foot and Ankle Care Team. From ingrown toenails and bunions to fractures and total ankle replacement, Bone & Joint's Foot and Ankle Specialists can help. With 2 surgical podiatrists and our fellowship-trained orthopedic foot and ankle surgeon, we have the expertise to get you back on your feet. Call or visit bonejoint.net to schedule an appointment today.
We're back on Up North at 4 and continuing our How We Got Here series and our museum tours. Well, today will be different than previous tours because I'm willing to bet that some of you have never been to Catawba, Wisconsin. And that's where I am right now. Never been here before, never even heard of it before a few days ago. Let's go inside the Jump River Valley Museum and learn more about Catawba. We are now inside the Jump River Valley Museum. I'm with Bev Brayton. She's the president of the local historical society here in Catawba. Bev, it's beautiful in here. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. We have a variety of displays, something for everyone.
Certainly. Well, I want to start with, before we get into all of those displays, just kind of the history of this building because it's had many different roles throughout its years.
Absolutely. It was built in 1921, 1922. It's a combination. Town of Catawba, which was part of Kennan, and then it split and then became the village of Catawba. They needed a hall, and so they built this, and perhaps to try and pay for the building, they tried to have various activities and events in here to include such things, I guess, as dances, weddings. We do have a list here of some of the weddings of the individuals in the area that were married here. It was a gymnasium, it was a roller rink, it was basketball, there were plays that local people participated in. It was an auditorium. Obviously, there were meetings from various organizations as well as the town and the village. And as it evolved, then at one time it became rather difficult for the village to pay for the building. And so it was in 1993 that a group of individuals met in the village hall, which is now next door, to discuss what was going to happen, because the idea that it was possibly the discussion to take the building down. And a lot of the people didn't want that to happen. And that then is how the group decided to form an organization. And so it was in 1993 that the organization was began. And it was in August of 1994 that the organization paid the village $1 for the hall. And from there is when all the beginning of the organization and the use of the hall, and all the people were willing to donate items so that it became a historical society.
Wow. That's a neat story. I'm glad that this place that used to have all these different things kind of commemorates all those different things now.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit about, it's the Jump River Valley Historical Society. Are we in the Jump River Valley? What is that?
Yes. Kennan, south of Kennan, is actually Jump River. And so the items in the group are Catawba, Kennan, Prentice, and all of the surrounding townships. And south of Kennan, the Jump River and Jump River Falls, and even down there in the park there is one of the monuments that is up at the Fifield Museum, the Veterans Monuments. So it's a little bit of everything from the total rural area.
Wow, okay. Well, we're going to do a couple more segments here at the Jump River Valley Historical Museum. That'll be later, though. We'll be right back at Up North at 4.
Head to AutoGear for the best in automotive accessory installation. AutoGear installs the world's leading brands for all makes and models. Tinting, wheels and tires, custom seat covers, and so much more. Talk to an accessory specialist to see what AutoGear can do for you.
For Pete K., whose health benefits are, thankfully, way better than his outdoorsman skills, we've got you. For Jackie R., who's added umpteen flower pots now that her allergy meds are covered, we've got you. For Charlie M., who's covered by a team of experts so he can be first to the finish at his next race, we've got you. For everything that happens to happen, we've got you. Aspirus Health Plan.
There's more to a yard than freshly cut grass. There's real life, full of twists and turns. Which is exactly why we built these mowers, to clear the way for stuff like this right here. Run with us, because the best yards are planted with real memories. Nothing runs like a deer.
Stop by Lakeland Lawn and Equipment in Arborvita for special offers taking place for a limited time. Get great deals and service on legendary John Deere equipment.
Don't miss an all-new Law & Order Thursday.
She had sex with 3 different men. There was no rape. Just slow the roll.
Slow the roll?
There's no case here.
He's still out there.
Just to be clear, I won't turn my back on any victim.
They're finally giving me a piece of business.
I need you to be safe.
If I don't show, it's the end of the operation.
I'm talking about where your head is at while you're doing the job.
Relax, no, it'll get hurt. Let's go, let's go.
New Law & Order Thursday, tonight on NBC.
Newswatch 12's Justin Betty and meteorologist Jeff Weller bring you the news and weather of the North Woods. Alongside the Newswatch 12 team, they are committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The Newswatch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. Watch Justin and Jeff weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 on WJFW NBC 12.
Get your gear at Auto Gear, specializing in automotive accessories. Auto Gear carries the world's leading brands for all makes and models. Lift kits, spray bed liners, trailer hitches, and so much more. Visit the showroom in Rhinelander to see what Auto Gear can do for you.
We're back. Jeff, you shared this really cool video from the dog park. Let's take a look at that. Or not. Any comment?
All right, so those of you who don't know, there's a really cool dog park in Rhinelander. So I go there often with Theo, my dog, and look at all the dogs. These are all his friends, and this is normal. They'll run around like this for 15, 16 times around this park and just kind of, you know, they're all friends. And it's, if you have never been, you should go if you have a dog, because it really is a cool place. Not just meet other dogs, but you meet a lot of people there too who live in our community. It's kind of cool.
Well, I met another animal, actually last weekend, but I want to tell you about it. Here's me feeding some pigs, actually.
Oh, where is this at?
This is in Athens, Wisconsin.
Okay.
I'm kind of hesitant to share it because, man, this is a cool place. This is Stony Acres Farm in Athens, Wisconsin. Every Friday and Saturday night, they have a pizza night where they make pizzas in brick ovens, and it's all natural ingredients. Almost all the ingredients come from the farm. It's really fun.
So you want to keep this hidden secret to yourself?
I do. That's why I'm sharing it with the 24 people watching.
you had that. I think that's cool too. I love feed. Like, I love going to the petting zoos. There's a place, used to be a place in Wapaka. They had a petting zoo there. I used to go to all the time for my lake house in Amherst. But I think it may have closed down. But you ready to talk some weather?
Sure.
So football games tomorrow night. It looks like the rain's going to come through tonight into tomorrow, but then be out of here about this time tomorrow evening. So the games could be dry tomorrow.
Okay, I feel like every Friday night.
We haven't said that in a while. I know. It's been a thing where it rains on Friday nights, but it could be out of here by about this time tomorrow. But then the pattern's changing. So Saturday, I think we're dry, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rainfall back in the forecast. That could be locally heavy next week. That's going to bring down lots of leaves, as you know.
It still doesn't feel like fall, though. It's still kind of warm.
No, with temperatures near 70, it does not feel like fall.
Okay, we'll have more from Jeff at 5 and 6, and maybe Dr. Dan and Judge Jeff another time. Thanks for joining us.